Have you ever felt like you were standing at the edge of something incredible but couldn't take the leap? That moment when you know deep down that everything could change if you just made one decision, but something holds you back. Maybe it's fear, maybe it's uncertainty, or maybe it's the idea that the time just isn't right. Let me tell you something. That moment, that hesitation is the only thing standing between you and the life you want. What if I told you that everything you desire, everything you've been dreaming of, is just one decision away? One decision. That's all it takes to change everything. It doesn't have to be a grand, life-altering choice that happens in a moment of brilliance. It could be something as simple as deciding to take that first step, to stop waiting for the perfect moment, and to trust that today is enough. Today, right now, you stand at the crossroads, and I'm here to challenge you to recognize the power of that choice. The choice to change, the choice to act, the choice to take control of your life. What will you choose? The easy road, or the one that forces you to grow, to face your fears, to step into the person you were always meant to become? Every great achievement, every life-changing success starts with a single deliberate choice. Think about it. Every person you admire, every story of success you know, begins with one small decision that led to another and another. The choices you make today shape the life you will live tomorrow. Every small decision adds up, whether it's deciding to work harder, take better care of yourself, or simply stop putting things off. Just look at any great figure you know, successful entrepreneurs, athletes, world changers. They didn't wake up one day and become successful without first making the decision to commit. Each step they took was the result of a choice they made, one after the other. What's stopping you? Time is ticking, and while you hesitate, someone else is making the decision you're avoiding. Think about it. Time doesn't wait. Every second you spend doubting, procrastinating, or staying stuck is a second you'll never get back. What are you waiting for? For everything to be perfect. There is no perfect time, there is only the time you have right now, and it's yours for the taking. You have a choice. So what will it be? Your life is not defined by circumstances, it's shaped by the choices you make every single day. From the moment you wake up, you're making choices: what to eat, what to wear, how to spend your time. These decisions may seem small at first, but they build the foundation of your life. Every choice you make is like a brick in the house of your future. If you keep building those decisions with intention, one day you'll look up and see that you've created the life you've always dreamed of. But if you allow indecision, fear, and hesitation to rule you, you'll be left with a life that's built on the foundation of what if. It's not the big decisions that define us, but the small ones that slowly build up to change everything. You don't need to make a huge, dramatic shift in your life to see transformation. It's the tiny moments: choosing to wake up early, choosing to work on your goals even when you're tired, choosing to face your fears head on, that add up and create monumental changes. Think about a snowball. At first it's small, almost insignificant, but as it rolls, it picks up speed and size. One small decision today could be the start of a snowball that transforms your life into something unrecognizable in a year, 5 years, or even 10. What's stopping you from acting? Is it the fear of making the wrong decision? The fear of failure? The fear of looking foolish? Let me be clear. Inaction is often the greater risk. The greatest mistake you can make is doing nothing at all. Fear is a natural response to stepping into the unknown, but it is not a reason to stay stuck. In fact, fear is often a sign that you're on the right path. It's a signal that you're pushing yourself, that you're stepping out of your comfort zone, and that's where real growth happens. The key to making the right choice is trusting that you are capable, even if you're not sure of the outcome. Every decision requires a leap of faith, but it's faith in yourself that matters most. You don't need to know exactly how things will turn out. You need to trust that you're strong enough to handle whatever comes your way. Remember, stepping into the unknown doesn't mean you're lost, it means you're growing. The world belongs to those who dare to trust themselves, to act despite uncertainty, and to keep going even when the road is unclear. Fear is your biggest enemy. It whispers, "What if you fail? And what if people laugh?" But here's the truth. Fear has no power over you, unless you give it that power. Fear only grows when you allow it to control your thoughts and decisions. What is more painful, the fear of failure or the regret of not trying? Let's face it, we all have fears. We all have doubts. But let me ask you, what's more terrifying? The possibility of failing, or the reality of living with the regret of never having tried? The comfort zone feels safe, but it's also where dreams go to die. It's easy to stay where things are familiar, where there's no risk, no challenge. But that's the trap. The longer you stay in your comfort zone, the more you miss out on your dreams, your potential, your best life. They are all waiting for you, just outside that zone. The truth is, your comfort zone is a beautiful prison. It's holding you back, keeping you stuck, while the life you want is just a decision away. So what will you do? Will you stay where it's safe, or will you break free and take a leap of faith? Who are you letting dictate your decisions? Is it time to stop worrying about what others think? Too many of us are paralyzed by the fear of judgment, by the idea that others will criticize or reject us for stepping out of line. But here's the truth. The only person you need approval from is yourself. It's time to stop letting the opinions of others hold you back. You are the one who must live with your decisions, not them. So stop allowing others to dictate your choices. Your life is yours to live, and it's time to make decisions that serve your own goals and dreams. Failure isn't a dead end. It's a detour that leads to growth. Let's get one thing clear. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the journey. You will stumble, you will fall, but if you keep moving forward, those failures will transform into valuable lessons. Think of every great person who has ever succeeded. They've failed many times, but each failure was a stepping stone, a necessary part of the process. So don't fear failure. Embrace it, learn from it, and keep going. Success is on the other side of persistence. The moment you make a decision, you take control of your life. You own it. This is the point where everything changes. When you decide to take responsibility for your life, when you recognize that the power to shape your future is in your hands, that's when the magic happens. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment, it's about deciding that you are ready now. Every decision you make is a declaration of your intentions. So step up, own your decisions, own your life, and take the reins of your destiny. Decisions are just the start. Action is where the magic happens. You see, decisions without action are just dreams. They're nothing but wishes. But when you take action, that's when things start to change. Think about it. How many times have you decided to do something but never followed through? How many dreams have you had that remain just that? Dreams. The key is to act. Once you make that decision, the next step is to take action. Action transforms dreams into reality. Action builds momentum. Action creates change. The hardest part is getting started. But once you take that first step, momentum will carry you. Imagine a snowball rolling down a hill. At first it's small, insignificant, but as it rolls, it picks up speed and size. One small decision today could be the start of a snowball that transforms your life into something unrecognizable in a year, 5 years, or even 10. The first step may seem daunting, but once you take it, you'll find that the next steps become easier. The momentum will carry you forward. You don't have to know the entire path right now. Just start. What happens when things don't go as planned? You keep going and you learn. Life is full of setbacks. It's not always going to be smooth sailing. But let me tell you something. Setbacks are not failures. They are opportunities to grow. Every challenge you face, every obstacle in your path is a chance to learn, adapt, and become stronger. Success isn't linear. It's a journey of twists and turns, of learning from your mistakes and adjusting your approach. So, when you face setbacks, don't give up. Keep going. And remember, your failures are just detours leading you to success. Commitment is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's easy to make a decision, but it's much harder to stick with it. The key to success is not just starting, but staying the course. When things get tough, when obstacles arise, commitment will be the thing that keeps you going. Your vision, your passion, your reason for making that decision, it will keep you anchored when the storm hits. Stay committed, even when the going gets tough. The payoff will be worth it. Without a vision, you're sailing without a compass. The vision you create today will guide your tomorrow. Think of your vision as the lighthouse in a storm, guiding you safely to your destination. It's the beacon that keeps you moving forward, even when the path seems unclear. If you don't have a vision, you're just drifting through life. But with a vision, you have a purpose. You have a destination. And no matter how hard the journey gets, your vision will keep you focused, motivated, and moving toward your goals. There is no perfect time. The time is now. If you wait for the perfect conditions, you'll be waiting forever. The perfect time to act is the moment you decide to. Stop waiting for everything to align. There will never be a perfect moment, so create one. What does your life look like if you take action today? See it, feel it, own it. Take a moment to imagine what your life would look like 1 year from today if you make the decision to act now. How will you feel knowing you took that first step? How will your future self thank you for making the decision to change? When you look back, what will you wish you had done today? Will you regret not acting? Will you wonder, what if? Or will you feel proud knowing that you took the leap and changed your life? Every success story started with a decision. Every famous person, every success you admire, they all made one crucial decision that changed everything. And you're no different. You have the power to change your life in a moment. You are one decision away from changing your life. What will you decide today? Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Don't second guess yourself. Make the decision now and take the first step. The choice is yours. It always has been. You are the architect of your own future, and the power to create the life you want is in your hands. Today is the day you make the decision. Today is the day everything changes. You are one decision away from the life you've always dreamed of. What will it be? Make the decision now. You've got this. Your life right now is the sum of all the decisions you've made. Think about that for a second. Every choice you've made, big or small, has led you to this exact point. The places you've been, the people you've met, the opportunities you've had, they all stem from the choices you made. And here's the thing, every decision is a brushstroke on the canvas of your life. Whether you're aware of it or not, you are the artist, you hold the brush, you're creating this masterpiece, moment by moment. So ask yourself, what does your masterpiece look like? Is it a reflection of the choices you've made up to this point? If not, it's time to pick up the brush and start painting with purpose. Every choice you make today carries the power to shape tomorrow. No decision is insignificant. It might seem like a small action, like choosing to wake up early or deciding to hit the gym, but these seemingly minor choices add up. And soon you realize you've created a life you never thought possible, all because of one choice made in the moment. Think about where you are today. Are you where you want to be? Are you satisfied with the path you're on? If not, it's because of choices, right? The ones you made and the ones you didn't. So what will you do today? What decision will you make that will shape tomorrow? It's not the big decisions that change your life, it's the small ones that add up over time. We often think that life-changing decisions are these big dramatic moments. But the truth is, life changes one decision at a time. Often through the small, seemingly insignificant choices we make every day. Maybe it's deciding to skip the junk food today and opt for a healthier meal. Maybe it's choosing to wake up early and hit the gym. Maybe it's making the decision to start reading that book you've been putting off or taking a 10-minute walk instead of watching TV. These small decisions don't seem like much in the moment, but trust me, they add up. Think about the opposite side of the coin. What happens when you make the small decision to not act? Skipping that workout, eating that unhealthy meal. Procrastinating on that project, these small choices build up too, and they take you further away from where you want to be. One small decision like skipping a workout can snowball into a bigger lifestyle choice. And on the flip side, one small decision to start moving, to take that first step, can set the foundation for a lifetime of health and success. Those little decisions are what will ultimately determine the trajectory of your life. So don't underestimate the power of small decisions. They might not seem like they matter, but trust me, they do. You don't have to make a huge life-altering decision today. Just make the right small choice and let it grow. Let it compound. Every moment you delay making a decision, you're deciding to stay stuck. I know it's easy to think that not making a decision is a safe option, that hesitation is harmless. But the truth is, every time you hesitate, you're still making a choice. And that choice is to stay exactly where you are. Think about where you are right now. Are you truly happy with it? If you're not, it's because you haven't yet made the decision to change, the decision to act, the decision to break free from the chains of comfort and move forward. Where will you be in 6 months or a year if you don't make the choice to act? Still stuck in the same place, feeling frustrated and defeated? Or will you be looking back, proud of the decision you made today to take control of your life? The fear of making the wrong choice is natural, but it's far worse to make no choice at all. Inaction, hesitation, staying stuck, these are decisions too. And their consequences can be far more damaging than any decision you make, even if it's the wrong one. The longer you wait, the longer you let fear or doubt control you, and the longer you stay stuck, the further you get from the life you could be living. So what's it gonna be? Will you choose to stay stuck, or will you make the decision to move forward? The clock is ticking. Don't let time slip away while you're waiting for the perfect moment. What is fear really? It's just the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Fear is not something to be afraid of. Fear is just an emotional response to the unknown. It's the voice inside your head that says, what if you fail? What if it doesn't work? But let me tell you something, failure is not the enemy. Fear is not the enemy. The real enemy is inaction. It's choosing to listen to fear instead of embracing the discomfort that comes with change. Fear holds us back. It keeps us in our comfort zones, telling us that it's safer to stay where we are. But let me tell you this, nothing grows in the comfort zone. Nothing changes. Dreams die in the comfort zone. It's time to step outside of that bubble, to break free from the chains of fear and doubt. The question is not whether you'll experience fear. You will. The question is, what are you going to do with it? Will you let it control you, or will you use it to propel yourself forward? Think about the greats, the people you admire. Do you think they didn't feel fear? Of course they did, but they didn't let it stop them. They didn't let it hold them back. They made the decision to move forward despite the fear, and that's why they succeeded. So what's holding you back? What fear are you allowing to control you? Recognize it, acknowledge it, and then step through it. Because on the other side of fear is where the magic happens. When you make a decision, you take control. Trust that you have the ability to steer your own ship. Making decisions is about more than just choosing between options. It's about taking responsibility for your own life. The key to successful decision-making lies in trusting yourself. It's trusting that you have the power to steer your own ship, even when the waters are rough and the path is unclear. You have the ability to make tough choices. You might not always have all the answers, and that's okay. But you do have the strength to make a choice, take action, and course correct when necessary. Every decision you make, whether it leads to success or failure, teaches you something. Every step you take is one step closer to the person you're meant to become. Think about it like driving a car. You are the driver. Don't let fear take the wheel. You have the control. The road might not always be smooth, and the destination might not always be clear, but that's okay. You're in the driver's seat. And as long as you keep moving forward, you'll get to where you need to be. So trust yourself. Trust that you are capable. Trust that you can handle whatever comes your way. And when you make a decision, know that you're not just choosing a course of action, you're taking control of your life. And that's the most powerful thing you can do. How many times have you hesitated to make a decision because it felt risky? How many opportunities have passed you by because you weren't sure what the right choice was? It's easy to get stuck in indecision, right? To look at the options and wonder, what if I make the wrong move? Fear of failure, self-doubt, the pressure of what others might think, it's all too familiar. And those barriers, the things that stop us from taking that next step forward, hold us back from our true potential. But let me tell you something, those barriers are only as real as you allow them to be. What's really stopping you from making that decision today? Is it fear of failure? The fear that if you take action, things might not work out? Or is it simply the comfort of the known, even if it's not where you truly want to be? It's time to face those fears head on. It's time to acknowledge them for what they are, excuses. What if you decided to stop letting those fears control you? What would happen if you made the decision anyway? I promise you, the moment you start making decisions, you start breaking down the walls that have kept you stuck for too long. You start pushing through the barriers you've built around yourself. So what's stopping you? What's your next step? Comfort zones are like a prison. The door is wide open, but you keep sitting in the cell. Does that sound familiar? It's easy to stay in a place that feels comfortable. That doesn't ask too much of you. But here's the harsh truth. Comfort zones aren't where you were meant to stay. They're traps. They may feel safe, but they limit your growth. Think about it. Every time you settle for what's easy, you're choosing to stay small. But you weren't born to be average. You were born to rise above, to go beyond what you thought was possible. The world outside the comfort zone is where the magic happens. It's where success is built, where growth occurs, where your future self awaits. You have to embrace discomfort. You have to step outside the cage you've built for yourself and start living the life you know you're capable of. The door is wide open, but you've got to take the first step. Don't let fear keep you chained to mediocrity. Your destiny is waiting for you out there beyond the comfort zone. Let me ask you something. Are you living for the approval of others, or are you living for the approval of your future self? Fear of judgment, fear of failure, these are the things that hold people back from making decisions. And let's be honest, those fears aren't even real. They're just stories we tell ourselves to avoid taking risks. The world didn't change because people played it safe. It changed because someone decided to take a risk, despite the critics. Think about the people who have achieved greatness. They didn't sit around waiting for everyone to agree with them. They didn't wait for the fear to disappear. They moved forward despite the doubts, despite the judgment, despite the possibility of failure, and that's what made them successful. The same can be true for you. Fear will always be there, but the key is not letting it control your life. Don't let the opinions of others dictate your choices. Live for your future self. The person who will thank you for taking risks today. Yes, it's scary. But the real question is, how long are you willing to let fear control your life? When you make a decision, you take full ownership of your life's path. Who's responsible for your future? If not you, then who? Let that question sink in for a moment. Because when you take ownership, you stop being a passenger in your own life. You become the driver. Taking ownership is not easy. It's not about blaming others or making excuses. It's about standing up and saying, this is my life and I'm in charge of the direction it's going. When you take full responsibility for your decisions, you're stepping into your power. You stop waiting for someone else to make things happen for you. You start creating the future you want, one decision at a time. So ask yourself, if you're not taking full responsibility for your decisions, who will? The answer is simple: no one. It's your life, your path, your future. And the only way to take control of it is to own it, fully and completely. Accountability is the key to growth. Without it, you're just floating through life. With it, you become unstoppable. Let's be real for a second, you're never gonna feel 100% ready. But here's the thing, you don't wait for the storm to pass. You learn to dance in the rain. Doubts will always be there. You'll never have all the answers. And that's okay. The truth is, you don't need to feel 100% ready to take action. The most successful people in the world didn't wait for everything to be perfect. They moved forward even when they were uncertain. Waiting for the ideal moment is just an excuse. You'll always find reasons to delay, to put it off, to wait for the right conditions. But the truth is, those conditions will never come. You have to act in the face of uncertainty. You have to make the decision anyway, even when you don't have all the facts. So what's stopping you from taking that first step? It's not the perfect moment. It's not the right time. It's fear. It's doubt. It's hesitation. But the moment you start taking action, even when you feel unprepared, you begin to build momentum. You learn as you go. You grow through the process. Confidence isn't something you wait for. It's something you build with every step forward. You're not born confident. You don't wake up one day feeling like you can conquer the world. Confidence is built through action. Every decision, every step you take, no matter how small, builds your belief in yourself. Think about it. Confidence is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. The more decisions you make, the more action you take, the more confident you become. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing up and doing the work, even when you feel unsure. So trust yourself. Trust that each step you take is a step towards building that confidence. With every decision, you're strengthening your belief in yourself, and that confidence will be the fuel that drives you to take even bigger steps, to make even bolder decisions. Keep moving forward. Your confidence will grow with you. A decision is just the start. It's the first spark that ignites the fire. But without action, those decisions remain nothing more than empty words. You can have the most incredible ideas, the most inspiring goals, but without action, they're just dreams. Think of it like building a house. You can draw up the most beautiful blueprints. You can see the final product in your mind's eye, but unless you start laying the bricks, that house will never exist. And in the same way, your dreams and goals will remain just that, a fantasy, unless you take the first step. So what's your first step? What's the plan? Every goal can be broken down into manageable actions. If you want to lose weight, don't just think about the end result. Focus on today. What can you do today? Maybe it's scheduling your first workout or preparing a healthy meal. If you want to start a business, don't worry about having everything perfect at the start. The first step might be registering your domain or creating your business plan. No matter how big your goal, it's all about taking that first decisive step and then breaking it down into bite-sized tasks, one small brick at a time. That's how things get built. So take your decision and turn it into action. Now momentum is like a snowball rolling down a hill. The longer you let it go, the bigger it gets. Just start. Here's the truth. The hardest part of any journey is getting started. The first step feels like the heaviest. You don't know if it's going to work. You don't know if it's worth it. But that first step is what gets the ball rolling. Have you ever noticed how a snowball starts small, almost insignificant? But as it rolls, it picks up speed, power, and size. The same happens when you take action. You may not feel like you're moving fast at first, but that momentum, that's what drives you forward. Every small decision, every tiny action will begin to build on itself. It's all about the snowball effect. You might feel like you're not making progress in the beginning, but as you keep pushing forward, you'll start seeing results, and that's when the magic happens. So today, right now, I want you to think about one thing you can do, one action that will move you forward. Just one. What is it? Do it now, and let the momentum carry you from there. Success isn't final, and failure isn't fatal. It's the courage to keep going that counts. Setbacks are a natural part of any journey. Every person who has achieved something meaningful has faced failure, rejection, and hardship. And let me tell you something, failure is not the end of the road. It's a stepping stone. Think about Thomas Edison. He failed thousands of times before he successfully invented the light bulb. He didn't see each failure as an end, but as a lesson that moved him closer to his goal. Or take Michael Jordan. He was cut from his high school basketball team, yet he went on to become one of the greatest players of all time. Failure doesn't define you, how you respond to it does. Every time you fall, you have two choices. You can stay down or you can rise up, learn from it, and keep moving forward. So when you face setbacks, don't look at it as a roadblock. See it as a detour. Failure isn't a dead end. It's the fuel for your growth. Keep going, keep learning, keep evolving. The road may be rocky, but the alternative is a life of regret. Which will you choose? Success is not easy. If it were, everyone would be doing it. The road to your dreams will be bumpy, and there will be times when you feel like giving up. But here's the truth. What's worse? Pushing through the struggle, or looking back years from now wondering what if? Every day you decide to stay committed, you are moving one step closer to your dream. But the moment you quit, that's when regret starts to settle in. Think about it. The only way to fail is to stop trying. The road to success may be hard, but the cost of not taking action is much higher. It's the cost of living with what could have been. Commitment is the key. Stick to your decisions, even when the journey gets tough. When you hit that wall, don't back down. Push through. The discomfort you feel now is nothing compared to the satisfaction of knowing you gave everything to reach your destination. A vision is like a lighthouse. It guides you even in the darkest of times. Where are you headed? What is your destination? Without a clear vision, it's easy to get lost. It's easy to be swayed by distractions and obstacles. But when you have a clear vision, it acts like a lighthouse, guiding you through even the most difficult times. Think about it. The lighthouse doesn't move. It stands firm, no matter how fierce the storm is. That's what your vision does. It remains constant and true, guiding your decisions and actions even when things get tough. I want you to ask yourself, what's your vision? Do you see it clearly? Because your decisions, every single one of them, are the steps that will lead you to that vision. If you don't have a vision, you're wandering aimlessly. You'll be pulled in different directions. But if you know where you're going, you'll never lose your way. Success isn't the result of a single great act, but the sum of consistent actions over time. Let me tell you something. The secret to success isn't found in one big move. It's not about making one amazing decision and expecting everything to fall into place. No, success is built on the small, consistent actions you take every single day. Look at the greatest achievers in history. They didn't get to where they are by waiting for the perfect moment. They showed up day after day and took action. Every decision, every action, no matter how small, was a step toward their goal. If you want to achieve something, you've got to show up consistently. It's about making progress, not perfection. Every day, take one step. It might not seem like much at the time, but trust me, over time, those steps add up. And before you know it, you'll have walked miles toward your dream. Focus on what matters most. The rest will distract you. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. Social media, emails, phone calls, they're all trying to pull your attention away from your goals. But let me tell you something. If you want to turn your decisions into action, focus is key. Focus on what truly matters. What's the one thing you can do today that will move you forward? Stop trying to juggle everything. Narrow your focus, prioritize your goals, and eliminate the distractions. The more you allow distractions to take over, the further you move away from your dreams. Identify your distractions and take action to eliminate them. Set clear, actionable priorities. Create an environment that supports your goals. When you focus on what matters, you cut through the noise, you stay on track, and that's how you turn decisions into real, tangible results. Stay focused. You don't have to wait for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is right now. Here's the truth, waiting for the right time only weakens the power of your decision. Procrastination is your enemy. Every time you delay, you rob yourself of an opportunity to move forward. You might be sitting there thinking, I'll wait until things are perfect, but guess what? Things will never be perfect. There will always be something else standing in your way. Waiting for the perfect moment is like waiting for the storm to pass before you leave your house. While you wait, the world keeps moving. People are taking action and they're getting closer to their goals while you're stuck watching from the sidelines. If you keep waiting, you'll miss your chance. The world won't stop for you, so stop letting indecision hold you back. The time to act is now. Take that first step, no matter how small. Every small step brings you closer to where you want to be. And the more you take, the more momentum you'll build. Don't wait for the stars to align. Create your own opportunity. Start now and let everything else follow. What do you see? A life of progress or one of regret? I want you to close your eyes for a moment. Picture your life 1 year from now. If you take action today, where do you see yourself? What does your life look like in 12 months? If you stop waiting and start making bold decisions. Now picture the other side. What happens if you stay stuck? If you don't change anything today, where does that path lead? The choice is clear. A year from now, you can look back with pride knowing you made the changes you needed. Or you can look back in regret, wondering what could have been. I want you to feel this. Imagine the sense of fulfillment, of achievement, when you see your hard work pay off. Picture the satisfaction when you reach your goals, knowing you had the courage to act when others stayed complacent. Your future is built from the decisions you make today. Don't underestimate the power of one action. It's never too late to start. Every small decision today is the foundation for the life you want tomorrow. Visualize it, feel it, and now go make it happen. Look at where you want to be, not in a year, but in a decade. Will the choices you make today lead you there? Imagine your life 10 years from now. Will you look back and be proud of the choices you made today? Or will you wonder, what if I had taken that leap? What if I had pushed myself just a little harder? The choices you make today will shape your future. Every decision, every action, and even every small step will build the foundation for who you are 10 years from now. Do you want a future full of missed opportunities, regrets, and could-have-been-ses? Or do you want a future where you stand tall knowing that you lived up to your potential? The path of least resistance may seem tempting right now. It might be easier to stay where you are and avoid the discomfort of change. But that path leads to the same place you are today, and is that really what you want? Your future self is counting on you. It's calling you to make the hard choices now. Choose the difficult path today, and your future self will thank you for it. Don't settle for comfort. Choose the growth that will take you to new heights. The future you want is on the other side of the choices you make today. Every success story is just a person who made one decision that changed everything. Look at the stories of those who've achieved greatness. Their success didn't come from waiting for the perfect moment. It came from one decision. One moment when they decided to take action no matter how uncertain the future looked. Take Steve Jobs. One decision founded Apple. From that moment on, the trajectory of technology and innovation was forever changed. Or think about Oprah Winfrey. One decision to step in front of the camera even when she was told she wasn't fit for it, and look where she is now. But it's not just the famous ones, it's also the everyday people who decided to take the first step. People who didn't wait for the stars to align but took action when it mattered most. Whether it's starting a new career, launching a business, or taking control of their health, one decision, one action made all the difference. Let me ask you this, what's stopping you from being the next success story? You have the same ability to make the decision that could change everything for you. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start now and make your own story. The decision is yours. It always has been. Now take it. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Step into your power today. The time is now. No more excuses, no more waiting. Every second you hesitate is a second lost. The longer you wait, the harder it gets. So make the choice right now. You have the power to shape your future. Don't let hesitation rob you of your potential. You are in control of this moment. Everything you want, everything you've dreamed of, starts with one action. This is your moment. Do not let it slip by. What will you do with it? Will you stay where you are, or will you take that first step toward the life you've always wanted? The moment is now. The decision is yours. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for a sign. This is it. Step into your power and take action. Your future self will thank you. You're one decision away from changing everything. And today, that decision begins. Everything you want in life is on the other side of one choice. You're one decision away from stepping into your greatness. One decision. That's it. One moment of courage, one step of faith. Think about it. Everything you dream of, everything you want is waiting for you. But it all starts with the decision you make right now. You have the power to create the future you've always wanted, and it starts with one choice. So what are you waiting for? The journey to your new life begins with the choice you make today. Don't let this moment pass you by. Make it count. Make the decision. Your future starts now. What will you choose? Take that first step. Make it count. The choice is yours. It always has been. I want you to hear me clearly. One decision, that's all it takes. One decision can transform everything. Your future, your reality, your life. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment or hoping that things will magically change. It's about taking control. Your future isn't determined by chance. It's determined by the decisions you make today. Think about it. Every single great achievement, every success story begins with a decision, and that decision could be made right now, in this very moment. It's time to stop doubting. It's time to stop waiting for the right circumstances. The moment to act is now. You have the power to shape your life, but it starts with that decision. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for everything to be perfect. Decide and then act. You are the architect of your own destiny. So make the decision and make it now. You're already equipped with everything you need to succeed. Think about that for a second. You're not waiting for something outside of you to change. You already have what you need inside you. It's there, in your potential, your will, your resilience, and your resources. The question is, are you willing to use what you already have? Imagine yourself as a gardener. The seeds of success, the tools to grow your dreams, they're already with you. You don't need more. You don't need the perfect situation. You have the seeds. Now it's time to plant them, nurture them, and watch them grow into something extraordinary. You have strength, you have grit, you have the support of those around you, and you have opportunities that are waiting for you to grab them. The world doesn't hand you success, but it does give you everything you need to create it. Don't overlook what's already in your hands. Look around you, tap into what's inside you, and start moving forward. Because the truth is, you've been equipped for this journey all along. Life doesn't give you what you want, it gives you what you decide to go after. Life is like a river. You can sit on the banks and watch it pass you by, or you can grab the oar and steer it in the direction you want to go. But the choice, the power to decide is in your hands. Every day is an opportunity to grab that oar and start paddling toward the future you desire. It's about making the choice to take control, to take action, to move toward what you truly want. There will be challenges. The river won't always be calm. There will be obstacles, rapids, and twists in the path, but you can still decide to move forward, to push through the tough times. Don't let life drift you along to wherever it takes you. Take command, choose your course. You have the power to shape your destiny. Today is your day. Make the decision and change your life. I want you to feel the weight of this moment. The moment of decision is the moment of change. Today is the day you step into your greatness. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for someone else to give you the green light. The future you want begins with the decision you make right now. What will it be? Will you wait another day, another month, another year? Or will you choose today to take that first step? The decision is in your hands. You are one decision away from transforming your life. So take it, make it count. Your future starts now.